Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Friday Ramblings, and this is our final Halloween-themed episode. Yep, we are wrapping up the spooky supernatural fun by getting into some holiday-specific folklore. That's right, it's not about movies, it's not about TV. It is about the stories that inspired the holiday as we know it. Specifically, we're going to focus on everybody's favorite symbol of Halloween, the jack-o'-lantern. That's right, the jack-o'-lantern. You take a pumpkin, or in some cultures, rutabaga, turnip, any good-sized root vegetable will do. Pop the top, scoop out the innards, and then carve you a little face, or other assorted design, depending on your skill level. Pop a candle in, light it up, and there you go. But why do we do this? Besides the fact it's a fun activity and kind of looks cool. Well, as with all good holiday-based activities, it goes back to old superstitions and folk tales. As far as superstitions go, one of the primary is that you create a jack-o'-lantern to ward off the evil spirits that are said to freely wander on Halloween. The idea being that Halloween is the one day of the year where the veil between our world and the spirit world is thinnest, allowing the souls of the departed, or potentially devils and demons, to wander the world looking to trouble mortals. Thus, some people use the jack-o'-lantern to ward them off. It is specifically said in some cultures to be very effective against vampires who do not like to pursue those who can identify them and know them for what they are, being essentially ambush predators. But why do we call them jack-o'-lanterns? Of course, jack-o'-lantern is a shorthand of the phrase Jack of the Lantern. But that doesn't tell us anything, does it? Who's Jack, and why does his lantern matter? Why does it inspire our modern candle-hosting, carved-out gourds? Well, there's where your old folktale comes in. Primarily said to be a Celtic folktale, the character of Jack is sometimes known as Drunken Jack, Flaky Jack, or Stingy Jack, along with Jack of the Lantern. And Jack is a good old buddy who is a bit of a mischief maker, known throughout his small village for being silver-tongued and a charming rogue. His reputation for being able to talk his way out of any trouble and often talking the good into being hoodwinked eventually attracts the attention of the devil, who felt a little bit of envy that somebody else was being the subject of warnings. Hey, don't deal with Jack. He'll trick you every time. Well, that's Satan's job. So he decides to go to Earth and mess around with Jack. Now, the specifics of their interactions do vary, but we're going to stick with one particular tale because I think it highlights exactly how Jack ends up in the fate he does. So Satan goes ahead and goes to Earth, and sure enough, he finds Jack stumbling around, having already had a few drinks. And Jack gets freaked out at first because he knows, hey, Satan's looking for Jack. He ain't coming to praise Jack. He's coming to take Jack to the hell that he's earned. Jack, being that cagey kind of guy he is, he comes up with a little bit of a scheme. He tells the devil, you know what, man, come on, before I go, let me have one more ale. You gotta grant me that. One more drink for the road. And the devil thinks about it, and he's like, you know what, alright, man. I mean, one last ale's not going to change anything. So they go to the bar together, Satan's kind of making himself look a little more human, and chill out. Jack has his ale, and, you know, he looks at the devil and he says, you know, devil, man, I ain't got no money on me, man. And, you know, since this was kind of my last request, it should be your treat anyway. Why don't you pay for my drink? The devil's like, dude, I ain't got no money on me. What do I need money for? I'm the devil. So Jack goes, oh, you know what? I know what you can do, man. This will be great. This will be a wonderful trick. You know what? 2 for 1. I get a last drink, and you get to help me play a last trick. Why don't you turn into a coin and use yourself to pay for the drink, and then you can just change back after I leave the bar. Hey, free drink. That bartender got tricked by the devil. Devil's like, yeah, I can dig it, man. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good idea, you know. Free drink. Ha. So the devil turns it into a coin, but as soon as he turns in the coin, Jack grabs that coin, shoves it in his wallet, which has a crucifix inside. Well, with the devil's little coin body having made contact with the crucifix, which is a holy object, he can't change back. His powers are shut down and sealed off. Now, he's real annoyed at this, but there ain't much he can do. So eventually Jack gets out of the bar, kind of goes where they can talk in peace, and he says, look, devil, I'll make a deal with you. I'll let you out of this pocket. I'll get you away from that crucifix so you can turn back to your regular self and you can go back home. But you got to make an agreement with me. Not only are you not going to take my soul tonight, you can't take my soul for 10 more years. I want a 10-year stay of execution. And the devil sits down and he goes, you know, I hate it, but I can't do nothing. I'm stuck in your pocket as a coin. Got to get away from this crucifix. So, fine. 10 years. 10 years, that's it. Don't be doing nothing else. 10 years and come back for your soul, man. That's our deal. Jack's like, yeah, sure, go ahead. So, you know, he pulls the coin out of the pocket. Satan turns back to normal. Goes on his merry way. Well, 10 years pass. Jack did not use that time being any better of a person. Because he figured, hey, I outsmarted the devil. Let's party. So the devil comes for Jack once again. Jack, well, he really doesn't want to go to hell. He's really scared what the devil's going to do to him down in hell, because not only is he a sinner, he's a sinner that specifically outsmarted the devil once before. So that's like, you know, that's double punishment. That's layered punishment. Look at that. 1 layer, 2 layer. Right together. So he looks at the devil and he goes, you know what, man? Come on. You know what? Last request. Devil's like, oh, none more of this ale stuff. We're not doing any of this ale stuff. Jack's like, no, look. Right here on the road next to us, there's a big old apple tree full of apples. Come on, last meal. Just 1 apple, last meal. You know, there's no apples in hell. What am I, you know? I love apples, man. I just, you know, Devil's like, fine. You know, it's an apple tree. I get it. Jack's like, well, you know, I'm drunk. I can't climb up a tree in this condition. I was like, oh, God. Frassing. So he climbs up that tree to get Jack his apple so he can take Jack's soul. Well, as soon as he gets up that tree, Jack pulls a bunch of crucifixes out of his pocket because he knew 10 years was up. He knew the devil was coming. And he throws those crucifixes all around the bottom of the tree. Well, now the devil can't get out of the tree because he can't climb down the tree. All the crucifixes are in the way. And he knows he can't mess with those holy objects. So he's stuck up that tree, and oh, God. Fresson, I swear you did it to me again, Jack. You did it to me again. Jack's laughing. He's, I got you again, Satan. Ain't nobody smarter than Jack. I outwitted the devil twice. Now you got to do something for me. You got to grant me a request. Devil's like, whatever, man. Just, what do you want? Jack thinks about it real good. You know, and he goes, you know what? No more 10-year stuff. You said 10 years and that's it. You know, I ain't going to ask for that again because you already said you weren't going to request that again. Frankly, I really don't know how many times I can keep outwitting you. You know, twice was lucky. You can't ever take my soul. Just never. I'm never going to hell. Devil's like, God, I can't believe you do that. Can't believe you're going to tell me I can never take your soul. Jack said, well, what are you going to do about it? Get yourself out the tree? Curse you, Jack. Exactly. I'm going to curse you. You know, the devil's always scheming too. He thinks about that. He goes, yeah. Okay, fine. Is that what you want? If that's really what you want, fine. I will never, ever claim your soul. Jack's like, yeah, sweet. Because he figures, hey, the devil ain't coming for him. He ain't got no problems, right? So he, gathers up the crucifixes and he lets the devil go on home. Jack does what he's done his whole life. He drinks. He schemes. He deceives. He just tricks and lives the life of a sinner. Figuring, what's the damage? I'm not going to hell. So, guess what happened? Well, eventually Jack did die. Because you can't lead a life that full of drunken debauchery without eventually your body just giving up. Jack didn't argue for immortality after all. So Jack's soul ascends. St. Peter looks at him and goes, bro, I can't let you into heaven. You're a sinner. You did not earn your place in heaven. I can't let you in. You got to stay outside the gates. Jack's like, but I can't. I'm dead, man. My soul's got to go somewhere. He's like, yeah, you got to go to hell. He throws him down to the border of hell. Jack, come on, devil, let me in. They won't let me in heaven. They said this is the only place I can go. Satan looks at Jack, and he's been waiting for this. He goes, bro, I told you I'm never taking your soul. You're never going to hell. That's what you wanted. Jack said, where am I supposed to go? I don't care. You can wander the world for the rest of eternity. Yeah, I got better things to do. You made a deal. I'm sticking to the terms of the deal. Hell, heaven doesn't want you. Hell won't take you. Jack, he's just, I can't believe you, man. You're really going to do this to me. Fine, I admit it. You outwitted me. But you know what, man? You got to give me something. I mean, if I'm going to be wandering the world day and night for all eternity, I mean, how am I supposed to see? I can't wander around night. I can't see in the night. I'm not a bat. Satan says, fine. Picks up a nice burning coal straight from hell, chucks it over the border and says, there. That light ain't never going to go out. There's your light to mark your path as you wander eternity with no home to call your own. Well, Jack doesn't want to hold a burning coal. Look like an idiot. Well, the one thing about Jack is, he told Satan once he loved them apples, but he was a bigger fan of turnips. He liked his root vegetables. And he just happened to have one on him when he died, because he was getting ready to eat it. So he takes that turnip there, and he cuts the top off, and he carves out the middle. He chunks that coal in the middle of it. So he's got something to carry it with. He's made himself a little makeshift lantern, all organic. And he became Jack of the Lantern, stuck wandering the world for all eternity, carrying that light inside that gourd. And there's the story. And so on every Halloween, all these people They remember their ancestors talking about how late at night, out in the middle of nowhere, you would see that light. It doesn't have any other source. Ain't no natural lantern made by any living man. Just bobbing up and down around the woods as Jack looks for a home for the rest of eternity. Cursed by his own trickery. Literally too smart for his own good. And they say, well, we'll make our own lantern. Just like Jack's. And that'll ward off spirits like Jack. Let him know, ain't no coming here, boy. Ain't no home here. We don't, you just keep on walking. They're mocking Jack, thinking he could outsmart the devil, and the devil wouldn't win in the end. With that, there's your tradition, folks. So remember that when you carve your lantern, and you carve that pumpkin up real nice, you stick that candle, you think about old Jack. Remember, you're lighting that pumpkin to remember the spirit that wanders forever. And it wanders, always looking for a home. And don't be like Jack. If you get a second chance, or even a third chance, Jack did trick the devil twice, you better live a good life. You go live for what's right and just, and be kind to others. Don't be a drunken prankster like Jack, or you might wind up with nowhere for you to call home when your time is up as a mortal. Don't despair, because I'm going to go ahead and give you a little bit of spoilers. I'm going to take just a little spooky off that. See those lights in the middle of nowhere that they thought was Jack's lantern? It's alright, because this is all good fun. Jack ain't really out there. See, there's a concept. It's usually called will-o'-the-wisp. Science says what it really is. Well, that's a whole bunch of swamp gas. All that crud that just layers up in the swamp real deep, rotten plant matter, occasional little small animal corpse. As it decays and mixes all together, a bunch of gas builds up. It just bubbles up to the surface. Sometimes, if it's just right, there's enough static electricity in the air on a hot enough night, well, that gas, as it rises up, will ignite. And boom! You'll see you a fireball. Little light seen in the distance. It's got no real source, and it disappears as soon as you try to catch it. But it is Halloween, and Halloween's all about superstitious fun, so I'm going to leave it up to you. You go ahead late at night. Turn off all your artificial light. Turn off all your light bulbs. And if you see a light in the distance that just shows up out of nowhere, disappears kind of quick, maybe it's just a little gas ignite. Maybe it's old Jack coming around to see if you'll let him in. So you better have your own lantern to see him by, because you don't want a trickster like that who ain't got nothing left to live for, because he ain't living, sneaking up on you. Happy Halloween, folks. Enjoy yourself, no matter how you spend the holiday. And come on back in November. We're going to go back to our usual ramblings. It's always pop culture fun. And we got one more game stream it's going to be hitting after this video. And we're going to do it just in time for Halloween. Or rather, Halloween Eve. Because that's right, folks. Nope. Yep, we're going to do it. I'm going to go ahead and tell you. Halloween's on a Monday. And our game streams usually upload on Tuesday. So we're going to do our game stream a day early. Instead of having a bonus one, having one on Tuesday right after the Halloween one on Monday, we're just going to do one game stream. We're going to make it right and proper. Because you're going to be busy eating your candy and getting, bobbing for apples, partying all night long, looking for Jack of the Lantern. I don't think you're really going to have a lot of time to be watching too many videos. So as my treat to you, I'm not going to double you up. Still, if you don't want to miss our Monday drop, or any of our regular Tuesday game stream drops, or any Friday Rambling drop, you go ahead, subscribe, hit that notification bell, drop a comment for me. Idea suggestions for the games or the ramblings, it's all good. Because we here at Roulette Productions always have something for you every week. And even when October passes, don't be afraid to keep it creepy. Bye-bye, folks.